What is up YouTube, Magnus on Rooms here with a new guide, this time on Enhancement Shaman DPS. I'm going to go through the losses and gains, stat scaling and priorities, tactics for single target NAV situations, and then I'm going to show you the current damage in the gear from Town Long Steps. Be aware, in the current gear I cannot get my hit cap or my expertise cap. So to start with, losses and gains. The talent system have changed, which for me came as a bit of a shock to begin with, because they also changed it for Cataclysm. But now I really like it. It gives me the chance to swap out different talents without having to go all the way to the trainer to do a whole new build. It also removes the cookie cutter talent specs that you have seen, which are basically the main builds that everybody uses because it's the best. I personally really like the thought of hybrid builds. Back in Wrath for example, I played an enhancement tank for a couple of weeks while I healed in main raids. That was loads of fun and I really enjoyed that. I just wish they might bring back a system where I can go into such a spec and make it possible to tank. Second thing, we have lost most of our totems. This means that we do not bring as many buffs to the raid anymore, but with this we have been given a few more totems through talents. I see this as both a good and a bad thing. We are less likely to be chosen for raids, but hopefully, totems are not the only thing that we will be able to put out in raids. The shamanistic class thing that was made to use the totems to buff themselves from their allies is also kind of gone, which is pretty sad because that was really the reason I started playing it at first. But at the same time, this is not going to ruin the class completely, because totem is not the only thing a shaman can bring at the moment. Next up is stat scaling and priorities, and this one is pretty basic, nothing has really changed from Cataclysm. Your main stat is going to be agility, second is going to be hit to spell cap, third expertise to cap, fourth haste, fifth mastery, and sixth crit. Agility have and will always be your number one priority, because this is a stat all your damage is built around. Agility gives attack power, which gives spell power through mental quickness, which then increases your shock, lightning bolt and chain lightning abilities. Hidden expertise is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to need this, otherwise you will suffer from misses and dodges in all the fights you take part in. And then haste is pretty much your main stat. By increasing your melee speed it increases the number of procs up from winch your weapon, and by doing so, it's going to increase your damage significantly. Mastery is also a really good stat, since it increases your damage all around because of the enhancement mastery. And lastly, crit. This is a good stat to have, but if you can choose haste or mastery over it, go with haste or mastery. They will increase your DPS more all around, and you do get crit from agility anyway, so there's no real point in taking it in stat. Now to the rotation and priority queue of spells. First of all, I will go through single target DPS rotation and show you a fight of me doing it, and then I will go through the AoE rotation and show you a fight of me doing that. Remember, this is the beta and a lot of things can still change to the launch date. Let's just pray that Blizzard doesn't balance shamans like they balance warlocks. Before you start fighting, remember to check if you have both your weapon imbues on. If you do not know which one to use, it's Windfury on main hand and Flame Tongue on off hand. You open the fire by dropping Searing Totem. Keep an eye out, it needs to be in range of the boss to be worth it. Next up is Flame Shock, then Storm Strike, then Lava Lash. After you've used Lava Lash, your shock spell should be ready again, and this is where you use Earth Shock. Keep in mind, having the Flame Shot dot ticking is a small DPS increase, but a DPS increase whatsoever, so watch out for it and try and time with the Flame Shot when the dots fall off. After you have opened, use Lightning Bolt when you have 5 stacks of Maelstrom weapon, and then you switch to a priority one. Use what is ready. If 2 or more spells is off cooldown at the same time, the priority of them goes like this: Storm Strike, Lava Lash, Lightning Bolt with 5 stacks of Maelstrom, Earth Shock or Flame Shock if the dot is not on your target, and last, keep Searing Totem up.
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Okay, so next up is the area rotation. You open by placing your totems. In this rotation you use magma totem instead of shearing. When you are in range of the MoPs, you use flame shock and then lava lash instantly to spread it to all the MoPs. Then you start using the rotation fire nova, chain lightning, stone strike, and then you use whatever is ready with the priority of fire nova, then lava lash, and then chain lightning. This is what I find the most effective and what I think will be the best thing to do in raid environments. Now I will show you a boss fight so you can see the current damage of Enhancement Shamans. As I said, be aware, this is still in the gear from Tunneling Steps and I am not able to cap myself in hit or XP, so the numbers will be slightly off, but after the video I will talk you through what I could have done better and what the reasons to my low DPS is. So you have now seen the clip of Enhancement Shamans in combat. I'm now going to explain to you why my damage wasn't as high as it could be, and what you can expect from your Shaman in Mists of Pandaria. There's a few points to this. First off, of course I'm not hit capped nor expertise capped. Second of all, the damage is never high for an Enhancement Shaman in the start of an expansion. I've never seen this before, and I didn't expect it to see it now. That's why I didn't expect higher damage than what I'm doing right now. Of course, if I was hit capped and expertise capped, and I wasn't in greens, I probably would do high DPS, but for a class like this, I wouldn't expect anything higher, because we always top the damage meters in the end of the expansion, as you can see right now in Drag Control. A lot of Enhancement Shamans are actually topping the damage meters and doing really well. So what you can expect from your Shaman in Mists of Pandaria is pretty much, if you start off slow, just remember, at the end of the expansion, you will top off and you will do loads of damage. Hopefully, if you do actually learn to play the class. So I hope these guides have helped you. I want to thank you for watching, and remember to like the video and tell me in the comments what you think of this guide. If you have any questions about something I said or did not say, remember to leave them in there as well. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.